Balmain, a Bohemian village by the harbour. 6 kilometers west of Sydney's city centre lies Balmain, a small peninsula shaped by the winding branches of the Parramatta River. Long ago, this place was called Long Nose Point, named after the land that stretched out toward the water like a long nose. It was a simple name that came from nature itself. In 1836, the same year Korean scholar Jong Yak-yong passed away, this land received a new name, Balmain. William Balmain, a Scottish doctor and politician, arrived in Australia with the first fleet and became a trusted physician to the governor. The land granted to him eventually took his name. A single point on a map, that was the beginning of Balmain. A name can define something, but it can also erase what came before. The natural name Long Nose Point disappeared, replaced by the name of a single man. Yet the true identity of Balmain was created not by William Balmain, but by the many ordinary people who later lived here, those who worked, loved, struggled, and built their lives in this place. In 1891, the Australian Labor Party was founded here. Balmain became a community where people raised their voices and fought for their rights. Its nickname, the Cradle of the Labor Movement, is more than a historical fact. It reflects the human effort to change one's own living conditions. Many traces of those times remain. Old pubs, like the London Hotel, built in 1870, still stand on street corners. Workers once ended their day there with a beer, sharing stories and laughter. These pubs still welcome people today. Time has passed, but they are still places of meeting and connection. But time changes everything. Shipyards closed, warehouses emptied, and factory chimneys stopped smoking. When industry left, capital arrived. Old buildings were renovated and expensive apartments were built. Cafes and galleries filled the streets. The former workers' neighborhood became one of Sydney's wealthiest suburbs. Change always brings loss, but Balmain did not lose everything. The old wooden tables in the pubs still hold memories. The sweat of harbour workers, the conversations of shopkeepers, and today's wine glasses all share the same grain of wood. The philosopher Heraclitus said, "You cannot step into the same river twice." Yet Balmain shows a kind of paradox. The river keeps flowing, but the river is still the river. The workers are gone, but the shape of the spaces they left remains. The brick terrace houses, the curves of narrow streets, the windows looking out toward the harbour. The form shapes the meaning, and meaning finds new life within the form. At 10 a.m., I picked up Linda and Tom in Concord and drove them to White Bay Cruise Terminal. They were going on a 5-day cruise. Tom said most people board at Circular Quay, but when the cruise doesn't finish in Sydney, it starts from White Bay instead. But that's not always the case. Experience teaches you that. Tom, a bodybuilder, looked strong and energetic. Linda, who was Asian, appeared small and delicate beside him. Love seems to cross more than just borders. They had only one large suitcase, simple and practical, very Australian. Under the clear sky, the water sparkled. On my way back, after dropping them off, I thought, cruises make it easy for people to leave their everyday lives behind. But maybe that's not true. It's not just because cruising can be affordable. On a day like today, with such bright sky and shining water, anyone would want to leave for a while. Sydney makes that possible. Ironically, the ability to leave comes from having a good place to stay. Balmain is such a place. People drink coffee here, look out over the harbour, and live their daily lives. And when daily life is beautiful enough, then leaving becomes meaningful. A journey is not an escape, it becomes a return. In the cafes on the hill, people enjoy coffee slowly. Outside, Sydney's skyline spreads out. Walking along the harbor, you can see old shipyard remains standing next to modern yacht marinas. It looks as if the past and the present are walking side by side, arm in arm.